Hello. The game has started and my opponent's opened with a bingo. Remount. I have the X for score. And I'm thinking about Grex or X. That gives back easy score to opponents, so I don't like that. I don't see an EX play that reaches the double word square. Exogene. Menge Max. Might go with Grex. 28. D Lane. That would play quite nicely next to Grex for 89. Unlikely to remain available. I have entailed through the T. D Lane remains available. That's good. Opponent's play of Jower kind of closes down a few floaters. Duplicate city on the rack here, so what to do? Maybe AYU is good. That would sort out the duplicates at least. X takes an O. I don't have an O. SA is good, but I don't want to get rid of both S's. So AYU, what would that look like? 18. As good a rack leave as I'm gonna see from this set. What about an S play that gets the Y tripled? I'm not seeing anything there. Massey is good. Now opponents played Dew, so not great. That's 20. The rack leaves not anything special. What about right? No. I think I'm leaning towards actually Jay-Z might be good. ASU 23. Yeah, I'll go with this. Wow. Okay. And I draw another U and another A. So quads, I don't have a 6-letter Q play from H1 down. That would score quite nicely. Now, look at this. Opponents provided me with a great Q spot. Quad takes an S. I have 1, 2 to come. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Not great. I've drawn a bunch of vowels. I do have louse if this... Okay, opponent plays Auries now. Allers. Oh, no. That's 1 square 2 far down. What about... You can do that. Gets rid of 3 vowels. 31. How much did louse score? 34. Yeah, I'll go with louse. Okay, I've drawn some scoring tiles, which is good. I don't have an E anymore for playing next to ID or an S. So opponent likely to take that hot spot. Now my K plays above AI, but KAU no good. Flank doesn't seem like it plays anywhere currently. Can I play through the O? Or down? No, not much flexibility with this rack. I will be looking to get rid of a couple of A's if possible. AK is good. AKA. No great spots for AKA. Opponent has played roof. Ton is good, but no, not seeing any great options for the purposes of balancing the rack. Def and F, no. I need to get rid of some A's here, so maybe AKA here. 22. I've now drawn some E's, which is good. So Aleph, 28, not a bad score, not a bad rack leave. Good score for opponent. 42 points, that hurt. Just want to look at an underlap play here. What about lane 32 and then keep the F for later? And it also takes out the hotspot of the C. Now, not a good pickup at all. 1,000,000 miles from a bingo. And yeah, I think Phi gets rid of the duplicate issue. £20, pretty weak. These floaters are worrying me still with the 2 blanks unseen. Well, 3 floaters. 4 floaters, wow. So if I can block this lane here, and I don't see a great way to do that. Yeah, I'd say opponent probably on the verge of bingoing if he has one of these blanks, because it is a fairly bingo friendly board. The M, a useful floater out in the open, and bingo's ending in A or possibly U, but more bingos end in A. Okay, opponents played baited. Now, how can I maximize tile turnover? To increase my chances of drawing a blank? Is B-fire good? No, it isn't. Wow. I'm going to go with beef, even though it keeps 2 eyes. Nope, I don't draw a blank, and now the chances of opponent having one increases. Yeah, he's bingoed there, and I can't really reply with anything decent. So this was the problem. Yeah, this is pretty bad for me now. Wow, this is pretty bad for me. Yeah, this couldn't be worse. So I'm going to be stuck with 3 eyes if I choose to close down this hotspot. I'm almost tempted to change because, yeah, I think I'm going to change 7. Let opponent get his 40 points here, and then maybe bingo. That's my only chance, I think. I can't leave 3 eyes on the rack. It's just not an option going into the end game. So there are 4 vowels and 12 consonants. So what I'll do is I'll keep an A and I'll dump the rest. Wow, there are 2 V's to come. Hope I can dodge the V's. Oh wow, now that is an interesting hiccup. I was thinking of timpanis. Impaint, no. Anti, I have the anti prefix. So I definitely have a bingo through the O, but I wonder if it's better not. Opponent's likely to close this down, and if he has the Z, then I'm in a bit of trouble. Now I have opuntia. 477, but depending on what opponent does, it might actually be better to play something like pain. Opponents played zit, okay, for 32. If I play pain for 42, that puts me level more or less with opponent. Or do I just go with the 77 play? I think I'm going to go close this down. Pain for 42, even though I have a guaranteed 77 there. Okay, I have Patty plus 2 blanks. Tryptane. What about, how do you spell tryptane? No. Tryptane. I think it's TRI. Spatally. Again, these won't work because it needs to be playable on the board unless there's a bingo ending in A. Yttria is good, but not the P. Always tricky to spot bingos with 2 blanks because you have to visualize them. Now, where are the good Y spots? I've got at. Oh, no, not at. ET. Well, at for 25. And Tay here for 20. 4 in the bag. What does the H or the O help? I'm not sure it does. Very clunky. Now I have Tay here for 25 as well. Tapey no good. Apt. That doesn't really help my situation much. Apt. I could orchestrate an out in 2, I guess. tappy. 31. Taupey. Taupey colour. Vial, okay. What about a tap for 33? There's one in the bag. Mm, 33 is pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Ah, TV is good. And ETAT, so that'll work. And what about onto the R? TV. I have Ivy as well. Siggy, okay, so opponent takes the lead, but I'll be going out with TV. And that's the end of the game. So 413 to 398. Pretty close. Thank my opponent. Let's see what we missed. Opponent had a few bingos there, went with remount. Now Grex 28, X suggested at 9B. I did look at that, but I just saw so many comeback scores which would be in the 30s, possibly even close to 40, so I didn't like X. Exeme, that's actually quite nice. Oh, but that's on to the M. Again, leaving the X next to a double word. I don't know. I still like Grex. Now Zhao for 27. And yeah, as you can see, opponent, wow, if I played EX there, he would have had JOR or something like that. So he would have had, yeah, a 40-point play. So glad I didn't play X. Now, so Jar for 27 looks best. D-Lane for 89. Endemiel. That's quite nice as well, through the M. And a few other bingos as well. Now, no bingo here, but pretty close. Opponent had due for 26. And Sane, S-A-Y-N-E, getting value of the J and the Y doubled twice. I like that play. So that would have been the best option. I went with Jay-Z for 23. And my high for 25. Opponent had Mirths for 36 onto the S. And quad for 51, summing best. Now opponent had orthos and goes with Auries. And Mausolea. Oh, I looked at this rack and I thought, this looks very close to a 5-val 8. And it almost came to mind. I was going through which consonant would combine, and maybe if I gave it more time I would have spotted it, because it is a word I'm familiar with. Aureolas as well through the R. Look at this. Aureolas. So 2 5-val 8s, both of which I'm familiar with, went amiss there. That's a shame. Louse, and then opponent foot worn. He had a bingo through the R, a compound word, and goes with roof. And then Nakfa, that's a nice way to get rid of an F, a K, and two A's. 10H. Nafka there. I like that. Good rack leave. I went with Akka, which was second best on the list, and then Crown for 42 or Crowd for 44. Yeah, I wonder why opponent didn't play the D off there. Maybe because there were 3 N's to come and no D's. Yeah, I would have done the same if I'd spotted that. And then I've got Neef for 33. Didn't spot that one. 12J. Neef there. Went with Lane. Now opponent has baited for 20. Det for 33. That's a good score. With a good rack leave. C12. Det. That's quite nice. Beef for 32 was best here. And then opponent's got Ranters for 64. But Errants for 71 at N8. Okay. Getting the whole word doubled. Goes with Ranters. Now, Piggy. That would have been nice. Onto the E here of remount. But I did identify the 2 blanks. But Piggy would have been a 5-tile play, so I also would have stood a good chance of drawing one of them if opponent hadn't picked up both. Schwitz, a Yiddish word to sweat. So Schwitz for 34, opponent had through the H. Yeah, getting the Z doubled. Opponent goes with a Z. And there we go. Perianth, Timpana. Timpana's a word I know. Where did that... Oh, of course, onto next to the G. Timpana. Shame I missed those 2, because I am familiar with them. But Perianth, a little bit trickier to spot. But I have seen it before. Wow, 86-point power play. I went with Pain for 42, thinking I'd have a fair chance at bingoing next turn. Yeah, because it would have been hard to block both column A and these floaters for opponent. But, yeah, he goes with Vial. And no bingo. Oh, there was a bingo. Potatory. Wow. Is that a place where potatoes are sorted? Tapestry, that's one I should have spotted. Through the R. Tapestry, wow. That would have been nice. Anyway, Catty was good too. And where was that? Oh, H11 making Elaine. Catty. Opponent's not going to bingo with that lot. So that would have been the play. Guaranteed to go out next turn. Coggy and Siggy, opponent had. And yeah, I had Tivi here for 23. When I drew that V, I thought, ooh, this is going to be tricky. But luckily I spotted, and I think Stivey is good as well. So Oh, it is, yeah. 20 points. So Tivi for 23 was best. I wonder if opponent blocks this spot with a play of maybe Ig, I-G-G. Where do I have a play onto the R? Interesting. Interesting, yeah. Might, because opponent would have had C-I-O-S if he played Ig. But mind you, if he puts a G there, then he's giving me Jive, G-Y-V-E, and I think that would have given me enough. Besides, Ig wouldn't have scored as much as Siggy. So, yeah, pretty good game there. Hope you enjoyed watching that one, and I will see you next time.